Welcome to Real Estate in Real Time. I'm Woody Zimmerman here with Mark Skabowski of Remax Lakes. Welcome to the show.
Here we are, morning.
Good morning. You know, I'm digging this because we've had some really nice weather this week.
It's been great.
I know we're up and down. I mean, Yesterday was great, Thursday was great, but we're kind of up and down and we're cooling off again.
Well, that's all right. I mean, to have this kind of weather in February, it gives you that false hope. And the groundhog predicts early spring, right?
Right.
Well, I ain't buying into it. We're going to get one more blast.
Oh, I know we are.
I mean, okay. Call me Mr. Negative, I guess.
Yeah, Punxsutawney Phil is only right 39% of the time. Right. So, yeah, we are.
I think it's Indiana. It's winter. Mm-hmm. It's February. We ain't out of it yet.
No.
We're going to get at least one more good blast. We'll get some more snow. We'll get cold. But, hey, I've been digging this. I mean, I went out and actually ran outdoors.
Nice.
You see people out running and stuff. I figured, hey, I'll try it. I waited till it was above 50 before I did, because it's just hard on the old lungs when you get out there when it's cold.
Yeah.
And I'm not that dedicated a runner, but
why do we live in a place where it hurts your face to step outside?
Thank you.
I don't know.
As I get older, I think about that more and more and more.
Yeah. And you're originally from Michigan.
Originally from Michigan. This was an improvement.
Yeah.
I gained about a month less winter when I moved here than what I did up there, but maybe if I move a little further south, I'll gain another month and then another month and another month. I don't know. But, I signed up for a marathon in October.
Yeah.
So my daughter and I are doing the Marine Corps Marathon in Washington, D.C. Now, we're not going to win it, but at least I got a place to stay while I'm there because she lives in D.C.
Yeah.
And we'll run it together. So that'll be kind of cool. And the old man can't let the youngster beat him.
Right.
So I have to train now.
Yes.
That competitive fire.
That's good.
Right? She's going to smoke me.
I'm sure she's just as competitive as you. I'm sure.
She's going to smoke me, but that's okay. We'll finish it. Yeah. I will finish it. So, so anyways, talking about housing.
Yeah.
Should I sell now? Should I wait? Should I stay or go now, right? I mean, it's just, I get that question a lot, and I had somebody reach out to me and say, hey, is now a good time to put my house on the market? Mm-hmm. That question comes throughout the year, but right now, it's typical because when's the normal housing market pick up?
Well, like spring to fall.
Spring to fall.
Yeah.
So March ends late September, sometimes into October.
Yeah.
So, the question is this a good time? Well, if you listen to any of the other shows we talked about, what are house prices doing? They're not falling. Mm-hmm. They're going to continue to appreciate. Mm-hmm. So if your objective is to get the highest price, well, then wait. Prices are going to go up over time.
Yeah, right.
Now,
true.
The fact is, if you have to buy something, what you're going to buy is going to go up as well, right?
Yeah.
So is it a good time? Well, typically at this time of year, pre-spring, there's not as much inventory on the market. Mm-hmm. What have the last few years shown us? There's no inventory.
Right, no, there's not.
So,
right.
So to make that decision for yourself, should I list it now? We used to say, in fact, if you listen to shows we did in 19, it was, hey, the spring, there's less inventory, less competition, get your house out there. Be the first mover, the first adopter, get out, be the first one on the market, because there's only so many buyers in specific price ranges. Now, what's your why? Why are you going to sell? Mm-hmm. What I can tell you is that houses are sitting on the market a little bit longer than what they have over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
If you are the first mover, if you're the one that goes out there, you're setting the prices for homes in that range. If there's nothing else out there, and you've done your comps, and you've said, okay, what's sold, and this, that, and the other thing, and you come up, this is my price. I've got a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, house. My price is $300,000. You just set the bar for everybody else to shoot at.
Right.
So sometimes that's good, because there's no inventory and there's buyers in every price range. Mm-hmm. So you get out there and you're the first one, and you're the only one they have to look at. Mm-hmm. So in all likelihood, you'll get it sold. So I still buy into that being, if you need to sell now, it's still a good time before you get more activity out there. But along with that is interest rates have kind of settled down, right? The talk about and discussion about interest rates they're getting into that range. They're still in that 6 to 7. I think, as I mentioned before, I get those weekly updates about what rates are. Local bank, good credit, 6 and 7/8 is what I just got this week.
Oh, really?
For
Okay.
what rates are.
Okay.
And if you compare that to last fall when they were pushing 8%,
right.
there's a big difference between 8% and 6 and 7/8.
Yeah, sure is.
And there was a lot of uncertainty, and uncertainty kills. In anything, stock market and mortgage rates, people worried about their jobs, whatever, when there's uncertainty, but rates have stabilized. So it isn't a terrible time to sell your house right now, but you still have to evaluate why. It's a good time if you need to sell. If you're just thinking about it, do I want to get out there and do it? Still selling in the winter, and I know we're talking about should I sell it in the spring. As we just mentioned, we're still going to have some more snow in here. Selling when it's snowy is a pain because you got people traipsing your house with snow. You got to keep your driveway clean.
No, that is
sidewalk
true.
Clean, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So what's your why? Why am I thinking about selling? Why am I thinking about selling?
Yeah. No, and that is a really good point. Now, like you said, right now there's not a lot of inventory.
There is not.
But you also brought up interest rates, and what the feds have said, at least what I have read, I don't know if anything has changed, but they are going to continue to drop rates through the course of the year.
Correct.
But it's not going to be like 6 and 7/8 down to like 3 and 7.
No, it is not.
I mean, it's when they drop, they're going to drop like a quarter of a
point, typically, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Coming up after the break, we're going to talk more about this. You're listening to Real Estate in Real Time. Welcome back. You're listening to Real Estate in Real Time. I'm Woody Zimmerman here with Mark Skabowski of Remax Lakes, and we're talking about, hey, should I wait until spring to sell my house? Because, we're still in wintertime.
Yep.
We're probably going to get blasted with another snowstorm before it's all said and done. Spring is 3/4 of the way through March before it starts, but it really doesn't start. I mean, the good days come in
April.
April and May.
We got to get into April.
Yeah, exactly. But so, and I know that you were just positioned with this question from one of your clients here recently. We have talked about interest rates are supposed to be dropping this year. They're predicting, but it's not like they're going to drop by a lot.
No, they're not going to go back to that 3.5, 4. Those days are gone. That ship has sailed. Whatever you want to say, it's not going to happen unless there's a major catastrophe, which none of us hope for.
Yeah, no.
None of us hope for something like that to lead to that. So, I guess examining why you want to sell, getting ahead of everybody else isn't a bad thing. And as we talked about, you're setting the market. There's buyers are beginning to come back. We had it last fall was slow. It really was because interest rates were so high.
Right.
And, a couple of weeks ago or last week we talked about affordability. That is definitely impacting. But interest rates coming down, there's more people that are interested, more buzz, talk. Hey, I should be looking. If it's time, people are getting used to the new normal, which is where interest rates are today. That between 6 and 7%. They realize it's going to be there. They know that home prices aren't going to fall off a cliff. They know we're not going to see an 08, 09 thing happen again. Still some folks out there preaching it, but not going to happen. Unless there's, again, a major catastrophe. So what's going to happen? If you don't buy now and you wait till the end of the year and the prices are 5% higher to save 1/8 of a point on interest, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, you're not saving money.
It doesn't make sense. So if you're selling, many people have got a lot of equity in their houses, so they can sell at these higher prices and they're going to pay cash or put significantly more down on whatever they're buying. At that little bit lower interest rate, it's more attractive for them to do that. So again, as a seller, you have to evaluate, is that what I want to do? So getting ahead of the competition, it's not a bad thing to be the first one out of the gate. And this time of year, we get a lot of potential lake sales. Should I be on the market now or not? Well, think about the lake market. Think about who uses the lakes, right? A lot of them are vacation homes. They're not thinking in February about, hey, let's run up to the Barbie chain and hang out at our house.
Right.
right? But when the weather turns and we're 70 degrees, excuse me, and sunshiny, they're coming up here, and more people are looking for lake properties when you get into April. Typically, lake sellers, I say, look, get on by Memorial Day. Because that's when it fully kicks off. Because you never know what kind of weather we're going to have in April. We may get that snowstorm, right, to where it shuts everything down, or we get rain, for 2 weeks straight. People aren't coming up, open their lake houses up then. So we typically say, as long as you're on by Memorial Day, you're in the middle of that lake season, May through September. That's lake season. Typical residential, March through that September, October. So get ahead of the competition. Make the most of rising home prices. If you've been in your house for a while and you can take advantage of that, it's that locked up equity that you have in the home, because you've been paying on it. You've got more equity to go into something different. If you need to buy a larger home, you're going to pay higher, but you're taking the equity from what you're just selling and paying it down long term. What's your why? Are you going to gain an advantage by doing that? Is it going to make your life better? Is it going to be where you're at? As we talked about a couple of weeks ago, though, many people are staying in their homes longer. Because why move up?
Right.
Why move up? I can make this work. And the last week I talked to a younger couple that has a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. They said, hey, we need some more space. Should we add on or should we buy? We love our house. We love where we're at. It's going to be hard to find that same thing anywhere else. And I said, well, add on. Talk to a builder. See what it's going to cost you to add on.
Yeah.
If you love your house and you can make it look good, that's the thing, is a lot of people do add-ons and they're hodgepodge. And you can tell it's an add-on.
Yeah, oh yes.
You can really tell. Around the lakes we see it a lot. Well, we need an extra bedroom. Boop, there's just plug a bedroom in.
Yeah.
It's like, oh boy, that doesn't flow. It just doesn't feel right.
Siding doesn't match.
It doesn't match. So bottom line, you still have to evaluate, if you're thinking about selling, is this a good time for me? And is it a good time for me because? Maybe answer that question. The question should, is this really a good time to sell my house? Yeah, I can. Houses are at all-time highs as far as median and average home prices. Am I going to be able to take advantage of that? Is it going to suit me? If it doesn't, don't. If you've got projects that are in place, get them done before you put it on the market. Because when you go out on the market, you want it to be, your house to be in the best possible condition to get you the most possible out of it when you go and sell. And sell it quickly.
Yeah. Because there is no cliff. We're not going to see that.
No.
Again, it's definitely a different economy than what it was back then.
Yeah, then what we're talking about. And again, interest rates are stabilizing. They may drop a little more. We're starting to see more home buyers, more activity. It's a good time to go now. Waiting isn't going to, you're not going to lose a whole lot by waiting either. So,
okay. All right.
Good deal.
All right. If you want to continue this conversation with Mark, make sure you reach out to him. Mark, your contact information?
Sure. Website, skabowskiteam.com. Phone numbers, 574-527-0660. Can always email me, mark@skabowskiteam.com.
All right. Very good. You've been listening to Real Estate in Real Time. Have yourself a wonderful weekend.